Get the cake right to the science sex. Leave the fire and the roof style stuff. On the grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Do Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Do Valley.
Good evening and welcome to Terry's Talk. I'm your host, King Bush. Tonight I've got Bez with us. How you doing, Bez?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well despite the recent on-field performances.
And I've got the legend, Tom, with us. How you doing, Tom?
Yeah, not so bad, lads.
Have we all had a good Christmas?
Yeah, well, it was good until about 3 o'clock today, yeah.
Yeah, so the football's kind of ruined it, hasn't it? But yeah, I mean, I don't know why we put ourselves through this, lads, to be honest, because yeah, it's not good, is it? I mean, another defeat. Some more bizarre comments from Matt Hamshaw that he thought we deserved at least a point, and he thought we could have won it. I don't know what game he was watching, whether he's on the beach with Tony Stewart and he just put a porcelain dummy of himself on the touchline, but we definitely didn't deserve to win that game. If we'd have got a point out of it, it would have been the biggest robbery I've ever seen. The tactical substitutions of taking Douglas off to put Holmes on is baffling. I was hoping he was going to say in the interview that he did it because of an injury, but he's not come out and said that. That's the only thing getting him out of shit on that absolute joke of a substitution. Positives of the game, because obviously we are apparently toxic. We don't support Rotherham United. So, Bez, you know, all the games you've been to, all the games I've been to, all the games you've been to, Tom, we don't go to the games. We are toxic. We want Rotherham United to lose. I can't remember any of the others, but that's what we're told. And we're just doing everything for clicks. So we get people to click. I mean, if I was doing it for clicks, I'd do the podcast about Real Madrid, not Rotherham United. But hey-oh, here we are in not the very brightest of towns at times, some of the comments that come out of there. People in the comments, Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. We did pop it until we watched the football. Evening, chaps. Major booing for this crap today. Pathetic. Wisely looking like Paul Warren. I'm really insulted now. Showing his new hat from Santa. Yeah, Mum and Dad got me this hat actually, because I've refused to give any more money to Tony Stewart, but Mum and Dad bought it me for Christmas, so I've got to wear it. It's one of them. I do like the hat, to be fair. I did say that I did like the hat, so I'm happy with the hat, but not happy with Tony Stewart or this football team at the moment. It was his best present as well. John tells you everything. Yeah, best present. Yeah, don't forget, because I just. It's fake as well. It's a fake one, I think, from the club shop to go. So when I'm driving my fake Range Rover, I've got a fake hat to go with it. So yeah, because that's the other thing is everything's fake in the world. So we'll start on today's game. I'll start with you, Tom. Thoughts on the game? Positive, I'm going to say, before we get onto it, is I thought Nombe did well when he come on. And I thought Reece James played pretty well today as well, to say his first game back. But there's more. Other than that, I can't find many positives from it. But Tom, if you can find some, let me know, and I'll agree with you. Starting with the first goal, Tom, there was a bit of controversy. Matt Hamshaw said in the interview that a player was offside. What do you think to that?
It is absolutely clutching at straws with that one because I've watched it back. I can't see what the issue is. Look, if we're gonna like lament officials' decisions, right? Let's do it for actual shit because they absolutely sieged us at every opportunity, and I'm amazed. Matt Hamshaw should have been happy. We were just 1-0 down at half time because what the hell would? I'll tell you what. If you want a blueprint on how to press a team,
He actually said, Tom, these are Big Boy's words, yeah. So he said we was high press and on the front foot from the word go.
What? I mean, oh god, it absolutely baffles me, all of it. Right, they score their goal, stroke of half time. It was the very least that Bolton deserved because they absolutely battered us, right? So we're going at 1-0 half time. Second half, whatever. Oh, lads, come on. It was just absolutely atrocious. We're going to teams and we're not even trying to win games.
It just reminds me of when we used to go and we used to participate in the championship.
Yeah,
but we were playing better teams then. We were set up the same, as though we're playing some top-end championship club with parachute payments from the Premier League. We're not playing. We're playing in chuffing League One, and we're in the bottom four now. Are you worried? Yeah. We're in the bottom four.
Yeah, massively worried, Lee. How long will it go? We're going to play Blackpool. What are Blackpool going to do to us at their gaff? They smashed us 3-0 at our gaff. What are they going to do at their gaff?
Groundhog says, how on earth would Hamshaw take Douglas off for Holmes? Has anything been said on this yet? The bloke's absolute inept. Hamshaw out, Big Boy has to go. That's from Grundog. No, so that's what I've just said previously. I was expecting him to come out and make an excuse. I think he should. I think he should even lie, if I'm honest, and say he was injured. Because if he wasn't injured, that has to go down as the worst substitution in football history ever. Holmes cost us the second goal, pissing around with it because he thinks he's a ball player. He's not good enough to carry the ball out. He's not good enough. He's got no confidence. The guy looks void of ideas. I just don't get it. A few more comments coming in. Fake t-shirt as well. Yeah, fake. It's fake. Fake chain. Fake teeth. Fake beard. I'm just fake. Everything. Anyone watch the post-match show? Hammy was saying we were positive and deserve more. Is he smoking some kind of new bin liner fragrance? Great comment. I actually put out on my after-match comments, is he on crack cocaine? Like, Mrs. Hamshaw, please let me know. Like, did you give him crack cocaine for Christmas? Was it a Christmas present? Like, what have you done to him? Because the guy is absolutely deluded to think that we were anyway in that game of football today. Anyway, nowhere near. We were miles off. Danny battered from minute one, couldn't live with their two wingers, could have gone 3 or 4-0 down at half time. I think that's what you were saying, Tom. We could have been out of sight. Bez, what were your thoughts on the game? You didn't think it was as bad as recent performances, so
You've got to remember we are playing one of the best sides in the division, and Bolton are far better than.
But the division is absolute pants.
It is, yeah. But Bolton are still far better.
Yeah, we're not playing. Come on, we're not playing the Middlesbrough. We're not playing a top-end championship club with brilliant players. They had a good winger, very good winger. I forget his name, who played on the wing. I thought he was the man of the match. Little kid.
Gale.
Oh, what a player. I mean, people are raving about Martha. Put him at the side of that Gale. Not even close, lads. Not even close. That Gale tore us apart at times. So go on, sorry, Vez, you were saying.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Bolton are probably better than the teams we've recently played, is what I was going to say, even though we picked up no points for any of these games. I felt we started okay. We had a couple of shots in first 5 to 10 minutes, and then as soon as we got to our 15 minutes, we just sat back like we started to do. And like you said there, Lee, I do half agree with what you said. And we're giving them that much respect. It's like we are playing Real Madrid, and we dropped deeper and deeper and deeper. And for the last 20 to 30 minutes of that first half, they just battered us, attack after attack after attack after attack, and a goal will come in. And to me, that all sticks. That sticks with the manager. The manager is the one who set us up like that. You can not the players. The players don't got out on that pitch and said, "That's what we're going to do. We're going to just defend for half an hour of that first half." No, it's the manager.
I think we saw Dan Gore get pissed off with them tactics, because you did see the run he did in the first half.
Yeah. I was going to mention that actually eventually, because Dan Gore is obviously far too good for us. We can see that, and you're right. There was a bit where anyway he won the ball, he dribbled all the way up to like edge of the box, and then he looked and he had no one to pass to. And he ended up doing it,
there with him. Yeah, you could see his face thinking, "What the hell?" Because normally someone would have peeled off him, and have laid it through, and we'd have scored them, because he absolutely just tore through the centre of the midfield. And they couldn't live with him, but he got no one with him, and it was like we was playing in the Championship again. And
so as I was saying,
we got away with it before, because we played like this at Barnsley. If you remember the Barnsley game, that were the exact tactics we employed. You could tell he'd mirrored it. He'd mirrored the tactics he did at Barnsley, and he got away with it against Barnsley. And I thought he got away with it today when we got a penalty, because I don't think we deserved to score. I mean, we had, let me just look at the stats, 34% possession and 5 shots on target. And they had 66% possession, 12 shots on target. So you're telling me clear-cut chances, we had 1. And I think that'll be the penalty.
Yeah.
Block shots, they had 12, we had 1. Our keeper made 8 saves, and theirs only made 4. Yeah, it's still not good enough.
So I'll just finish off my summary. So the first half, the goal was always coming. It was a bit of kick in the teeth that he scored right before half time, which is disappointing. I have to think the goal is offside. I've seen it back, and I do think it's offside personally. Obviously, there's a shot gone in. The player is in Dawson's line of vision. So to me, it's offside, but it is what it is. Second half, when we made the subs and we brought Nombe and Hugo on, I felt we improved then. And it just shows when you got 2 up front, you are going to look more threatening, aren't you, as the attacking side?
Of course you are. You should have started with that.
Exactly.
It should not be a game in League One where we're worried. We should be playing our formation.
Yeah, agreed.
And they need to worry about us, but we don't. We use their formation.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Hugo didn't start today, because please tell me how many shots Atete had today.
Yeah, exactly. 0.
Because everybody told me if we get a decent striker, we will score loads more goals. He was on a graveyard shift. He had nothing, playing up front on his own. Yeah. The only time a striker needs 2, whether it be Hugo, whether it be Atete, whether it be Nombe. There's only one striker we've got that can play the one up front, and that's Nombe, because he's got the ability to harass and carry. Atete can't do that. Hugo can't do that. I don't think Sheriff can do that. So if you're playing one up front, it has to be Nombe. That's it. That's the only striker you can play as a 1, in my view. It is criminal and tactically suicide to play Tete up front on his own, which he did today, and Jordan Hugo up front on his own, which he has done most of the season. And then Hugo gets the blame for it because he doesn't score goals and he doesn't do much. Well, you can't do much because it's a graveyard ship up there on your own. League One, you cannot play one up front. It's just not. It's not good. A few comments coming in. Poppy, I'm really worried for you all. You need a new manager to have any chance of staying up. Hamshaw has no experience and it's showing. He's confident enough. He's not confident enough to deal with the players. John Sullivan, problem is Poppy, new manager won't change anything. We need a massive clear out from top to bottom. Scott Ken, can't comment much on the game. I've just lost interest, so I did other things. Got a notification to say we'd score in the 90th, so I was happy with a point. Seconds later, Bolton made it 2-1. I just laughed. And I think the majority of Rotherham fans now are just losing interest in the football club, and that is sad. It really is. I saw Scott's tweet today. He was watching some film he put on rather than the actual game, which tells you all you need to know. But people will say, like they've been saying to us, that these happy clappers, that we don't care about the club. We're just happy to see the club lose so we can be toxic and moan about it. I hate losing. I do not want to lose. I'm not happy about losing. I'll never be happy about losing. I don't want us to lose just because Matt Hamshaw's in charge, so he gets sacked. He's sacking himself with his tactics and the drop in attendances because people don't want to pay and watch it because it is absolute garbage. I was sat there watching it today and I was thinking, this is dreadful. Like, it's the entertainment business. I am not entertained. You know, even if we'd have come away with a 2-1 win today, like fluked it, somehow we won 2-1, I still wasn't entertained. It's not entertaining football. His football is shit. And that is all I can say on it. I don't think it's a great league. I do think Bolton are one of the better teams in the league. We've got a Bolton fan in here as well now. As a Bolton fan, I think you showed bits in 20-minute spell in the end, unless he isn't fully fit. I don't know why.
It means Nombe.
Wish you luck. Yeah. So, yeah, he has put Nombe. Yeah. So, Nombe, yeah. I mean, Scott Aspinall, thank you for your comment. Yeah, I think, obviously, Nombe is our best player. I don't think there's any questions about that, that we actually own. And Dan Gore. But yeah, Nombe's not fully fit, so I can't blame Hamshaw for not starting Nombe because I think I personally wouldn't start him at the moment because I don't want to get him injured. Because if he starts him and he gets injured, he's just going to get blamed for rushing him back. So you can't really start him. But I think we're at a position where we are in the league now that we've got to start him because we're in the bottom four now. It is realistic that we could go down this season. Like, people that think we're too good to go down, oh, we're not going down, we'll just, we'll rebuild next season. These happy clappers are they're the ones that are responsible for this football club sinking further and further into the depths of despair. Tony Stewart probably didn't even watch the game today. He's on holiday. He don't care. Yeah. All he cares about is himself. But fans will back him because he brought you a stadium that he never actually paid for, that you're paying for with your highest season ticket prices, and most of it was paid up from in grants and loans from the council. So nonsense that everything he did is absolutely brilliant. You thank him for what he did at the very start. He saved his club. He'll always be remembered for that, but actually he's ruining his legacy right now for me. We're sleepwalking into League Two. Andy W, evening lads, evening Andy, glad you're in the chat. It's strange because Reading come and got a point and we're absolutely shocking, but you were in the game, my opinion. Yes, Barclay mortgage pays for the stadium, mate. 100% fact. So there you go. Yeah. So no, like I said, I think there were periods in the game where we've played well, but it's just not enough for me at this level. I do think Bolton will get promoted. I think they are one of the better teams in the league than what I've seen. Like I said, the winger that they've got, he is phenomenal. I don't know where. Does anybody know where they got that Gale from? He's on loan, is it? I think he's on loan. I think that Gale. I think he's on loan from a Premiership club. But yeah, he was quality, and I do like the guy. I mean, he should have buried that chance. That Randall, he went through 1-on-1 and he hit the side netting. But I do rate that Randall as well that they've got. I think he's a decent player. But yeah, it's getting very worrying. Groundhog, everyone chanting Evans out, but for some reason everyone is happy with Hamshaw taking us to League 2. Yeah, and this is what I can't understand. So obviously fans getting upset that we're calling the manager out and we're calling him Bib Boy. But we've got a top 7 budget and we're in the bottom 4. Like, we are statistically worse than we were at this period last season. His win ratio is less than Evans. The stats all back up that we have not improved. We're actually going backwards, yeah? But because he's Matt from Rotherham and he signed a couple of younger players, which actually have not really done much, he's not getting any sort of criticism. So it is what it is. Nobody looked interested and 12 players out of contract. We saw this under Matt Taylor. Yeah, so we was told at the beginning of the season it was a rebuild. We got 12 players out of contract this season. It's going to be a rebuild again next season. So where are we going from here? Either of you can answer that.
Well, where we're going from here at the minute is down to League 2. I mean, obviously, I was the only one who, when we were not losing games, we were winning and drawing. I thought this were coming because, you know, the performances were showing that we were luckily getting results. And, you know, I'm not surprised at all now. If we keep Hamshaw, I can only see us being one way, and that is down. And I wouldn't even trust him to get us up from League 2 if that was the case as well. This manager has to go now for me. And he's not going to get sacked before Blackpool because there's almost no point because you're not going to employ anyone else before that game. So he's probably got one more game and it's against a winnable team. And if you don't win that game, he's got to go for me. And yeah, just on that play, you're on about that Gale, that Kelly Bobs is right. They signed from a foreign team for about 800 grand. It were, yeah. So I looked earlier myself.
He said it was estimated 1.2 million.
That's euros. I think that's 1.2 million euros. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. He was quality though.
Well, they're both wingers. The other winger's better, isn't he? So the Cozy Adoub who set up the second goal, he's best player in division, I think.
Yeah.
That winger.
Evening, lads. Great show. David Carroll. Thank you, David. There's nothing in the league from top to bottom. It's such a poor league with no plan B at all. The players at the top need to go before we can press. It's run like the Lightning Company. It is shocking.
And I think that's what makes it worse. Sorry, Lee. That's what makes it worse. Like I've said on that I believe that the quality of the squad is good enough to get like a top 6. I've always said that. And even though we've not won, I think we've lost 4 in a row now. I still believe that's the case. And if you do look at everyone else, like Bolton today, they're arguably the best or maybe the second best team in the league. And yeah, they hammered us for like a spell of like half an hour. But apart from that, we gave them a game. And under the right manager, we'd have got a result out of that game. Definitely. Yeah. The guy, the Bolton came in there, he just said the Bolton penalty that Reading come to Bolton, looked worse than Rotherham, got a point. If they can do it, why can't we do it? And three it's down to one man, and that's manager.
This is the comment of the night. Oops. Give it best till the end of the season. Yeah, I think give it Bez. You should have it to end the season, mate. Get them shaken up. We look totally uninspired. The message from the dugout is to blame. I agree with that because I still believe we don't. It's the style of play, not the players. We have got good. You can't look at that squad or that team today and say they're terrible. They're terrible. Not really. You've got your odd one or two that you'd like to get out, your Kellys and stuff like that are a bit over the hill. But if you look at them individually as players, we've got a good enough squad to compete for the top three. 100%. We've shown it, like he said, in spells, we can do it. But as a team, I think, and that's why I think if we replace the manager now, before January,
agree, yeah,
get a couple of little adjustments, because it doesn't need massive adjustments, with a change of tactics and a change of formation. Because soon as he went to two up top, we looked a lot more dangerous. And that's not giving it anything against Atete, because I'm not going to blame Atete, because it's easy to blame a player that's given no service. It's a graveyard shift when you're playing one up front, and the player's not physically built to play one up front. If you're playing one up front, it can only be Sam Nombe. And if he's not fit enough to play 90 minutes, you don't play one up front. I'd sooner even if he didn't want to play someone else, I'd sooner him play Josh Ayres and another, whoever, but play two up front.
Well, yeah, that was like, actually, I was going to ask you that. So, would you, if I said to you that at Blackpool, because Nombe's not fully fit and because Atete and Hugo are not fully fit, if he started with Atete and Raggett up front, would you be happy?
If you did what, sorry?
If you started with, if he starts, I'm on the same path as you. I think you should start two up front, regardless of who the personnel is. So I'm asking you, and the reason I'm going to say this plays because he got mentioned on a comment a few weeks ago. If he started with Hugo or Atete and up front with Sean Raggett, would you be happy with that or not?
No.
Okay.
No, that's ridiculous.
So you do agree with it then? So you agree with the manager? Because the manager's he's been playing, he would argue he's played two up front all the time. It's been Hugo and it's been Marta. So Marta has been playing up front according to the manager. Or do you disagree with that?
I disagree with that. That's
what he'll say. That is what he'll say.
I'll put this one to you guys as well. The quality of the squad is crap. Hull, Nombe, Go, that's it. Rest are honking, and that's Martha included. Whole number.
I think it's a good comment.
I think Baptiste is a decent player. I think Benson is a decent player when he's fit. But the squad depth isn't there. But then players what you've mentioned, Hall, Nombe and Go, 1, 2. So you've mentioned 3 players there, which are probably 3 of the best players in League One. They're up there. 3 of the top players of League. I don't think any. If you was offered them players, 3 players, I don't think any team would turn them down in League One. Them 3.
No,
the rest of the squad. And I agree with Martha. I don't rate. I did at first. I think he's got to learn a lot more. He's too weak. He makes the wrong decisions, and I think he's overrated by the fan base.
He's also been playing out of position there. Like when Martin moved to left wing today, because he looked a lot better, and he was whiffing balls. He must have got 5 crosses in that box.
That's it. I think the formation at times as well is making players look worse than they are.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. It's January, and most of the players are looking for a new team. Going to a new team, so going to start looking after themselves. So people are starting to think that they're not playing for the manager. Do you agree with that, Bez? Some of them have checked that.
I think that's a little bit harsh because I disagree with that actually, because you even said it yourself, Lee. When we were like winning and drawing games, it was proven that players were putting the bodies on the line to defend the goal. I still think they've been trying to do that. I just think they're not. I just think it's tactical. They're not very good, and that's why they're not winning games. That's my thoughts, anyway.
Andy W says Powell wouldn't get in his Sunday League team. He couldn't put a cross in a ballot box vote. What do you think of that, guys? I think he's quite. I mean, I know you disagree, Bez, but I think Powell's been terrible at times this season. His delivery's been awful, and he seems to be on every sort of free kick. And I just close my eyes when he takes them because I don't think we're going to do anything. But you disagree, don't you? You think?
Well, no. Well, So I've never said Powell's been awful. I've said that he's set pieces in terms of
I've said Powell's been awful, not you.
Yeah,
me.
All right, okay. I never said Powell's been good or bad. Is what I'm trying to say. All I said is ignore his free kicks, his corners. Because we were talking about his corners, I think his corners aren't as bad as people make out because he's trying to whip the ball in. Yeah, I agree that his free kicks into the ball. I disagree. Well, we've not had a corner today, so you can't have got him today. We've not had one corner from that side, I don't think. So you can't have got him today.
Terrible starters today. Dawson, Jules, James, Powell, Yearwood, Martha, Etete, 7 out of 11.
I thought James had a good game personally, and I thought Yearwood did well.
Yeah, I thought James had a decent game. I thought Etete were poor. I thought Dawson had a decent game. He did a couple of decent, good saves. To be fair.
Agreed, yeah.
Yearwood, didn't really notice him, if I'm totally honest. Jules, again, didn't really do much right or wrong. Scott Kemp, we can't give him January. His signings have been nothing but in the treatment room, minus Hall and Martha. Well, Hall has been in the treatment room as well at some point. At some point. Kelly Forbobs, did you say right?
Yeah, no, let me just explain this. No, it's not me saying that, Kelly. So on here, someone put a comment in the box saying, would you start or play Raggett up front? Because when we had no strikers, because all he can do, Raggett, is head the ball. That's what. So I was just using Raggett as an example to say, if the manager decides to go with a non-striker up front, would you be happy? Because what we're trying to say is we would want 2 up front regardless of the player. So I'm asking Lee if it was Raggett, would he be happy? And he obviously said no. That's all it was.
The guy that we're going to give it until end of season's now saying, "What am I hearing? Come on, Bez, embarrassing."
Yeah.
Are you kidding, Bez? Aren't you? Yeah. So I think you would do a comment. I don't think he actually wants Raggett up top.
No. I'm just trying. I use it as an example. Yeah, as an example.
Yeah, Raggett up top would be a strange one, but yeah. Raggett up top, I wouldn't trust him in the
well, okay, I'll tell you what I will do then. See, as I'm getting quite a lot of reviews, right? So Lee, right, you've said, and I agree with you, by the way, but you've said that you want the manager to start 2 up front, right? But you've also said he can't start Nombe and Etete because he can't play full games. So who would you start up front then?
What? If all fit, if everyone's fit.
No. So I'm trying to. So you can't start Nombe, you can't start Etete because they're not fit enough. So who are you going to start up front on Monday against Blackpool?
Well, you can start him because they are fit now.
No, I don't. You already said. You've already said that you understand why they don't start because they're not fit.
No, that's what he said. He's managing the minutes. That's what Hamshaw said in his interview.
Right,
not what I've said. I'm saying if he's fit enough, we play him, but we can't play him full 90 minutes, is what I said. So I would play 2 for Monday, and it would be Etete and Nombe up front. That's what I would start with on that game. And then I would then change it and keep Etete on, and I would bring Hugel on for Nombe if he's tiring. So we've always got 2 up front. And then if you haven't got a fit striker, you'd play somebody like a Martha up front or somebody slightly out of position. Not a Raggett, though. I'm not saying a Raggett.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to get to. So I'm trying to ask you. So I'm almost trying to think of where Hamshaw. So
I would never have been. Listen, I would have never, as a manager, been in that position because I wouldn't have signed Tete because I knew his injury record at Cardiff. 2, I wouldn't have given Coyote a new contract because I knew he wasn't good enough. 3, I wouldn't have given Ayres a senior contract because he's not good enough. So that I'd have freed them spaces up there.
Okay. That's fair point. That's fair enough.
Yeah, and I would have also not wasted the wage on Holmes, and I would have signed the money we paid for Holmes because Douglas has always been better than Holmes. That's my opinion. Give it me till the end of the season, lads. Tell you, I'll sort it. Right, Ross, Tony Stewart, allowing it to be acceptable. Tony milked the plaudits when we were having success. Now he has to take some hammer when we're allowing us into free fall, downward spiraling into League 2. I'm a disgruntled Miller and fear the worst. Up the Millers, lads. So that's a brilliant comment from Ross, RUFC Bailey.
Ross, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, Russ, that sums everything up. Yeah, he did take the plaudits, and I was one of them giving him the plaudits. Yeah, he saved this football club, and he brought us some of the best times as Rotherham United fans. We can all agree on that, can we? Are we all in agreement?
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
He brought us some of the best football times. He also brought us to a new stadium and give us new hope. And it was some of the best years we've ever had as Rotherham United fans. I will never take that away from Tony Stewart. Yeah, he did do that. But also in the early years of Ken Booth, yeah, he also saved us. He also took us to the Championship and kept us there longer. And look how that ended. That is all I'm going to say to you. Yeah, he moved us out of Millmore because we was paying too much rent for Millmore. He wants £1 million a year for rent in our new stadium that he didn't pay for. Okay, so he is now ruining his legacy, in my view. Yeah, in my view, I feel he's at an age now, and he's every right to check out. He's an elderly gentleman. If he wants to check out and enjoy his money, he's more than welcome to do that. But please put the club up for sale and let somebody try and take this club forward. Or at least come out and speak to the fans and let us know what it is you plan to do. He didn't turn up to the fans forum, so he hasn't really come out and said what it is. He told us he fell out of love when he employed Steve Evans, and Steve Evans made him fall back in love with it. Clearly he's fell out of love with it now, because if you love the football club, and I mean, I'll try and book holidays so you can get around the games or whatever, make sure you're seeing them. But one of them, I think he's checked out, and I feel he is ruining his legacy. I think we're at that point now of where it is. David Carroll, he will not drop him. That's Powell, I think we're talking about. I don't think he'll drop Powell.
Yeah, he loves Powell, doesn't he? He absolutely loves him.
I don't think he'll drop Powell. Tom Swift sums up the game: negative tactical setup and some system, one up front. Same back three system has to be. He has to go. For me, Hugo nearly scored twice, so needs to be on him. And Nombe up front. Yeah, so I'd either start him and Nombe or him and Atete. We've got to start with two up front.
Hugo, I thought Hugo did all right. I thought Hugo did all right when he came on, actually. Yeah, he held the ball up well, and he won 2 or 3 headers where they were both decent. Like, one was a good header, and it was a good save like Kiefer, to be fair.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Martha was bounced off the ball like a little kid trying to play adult football. I said this last week, mate. He does look like looks like a junior kid playing adults football. They need to butcher him up and quick. That's what pre-season were for, but we were too late on the pre-season, weren't we? So we signed all those players way too late. So that's what they should have done in pre-season, is bulk him up. Tony Stewart will need to make a change, and then he needs to produce a statement with a 5-year plan from the club. That's a great comment from Tom Swift. So, yeah, if he's not selling the club, he needs to let us know. What are his plans? Because at the minute we look like we're in free fall. It looks like he's checked out. It looks like the PR of the football club is terrible. People for me, better than any signing of a striker is if we got rid of Paul Douglas from that backroom team and got Neil Warnock in, somebody who knows something about football and helps. Because at the minute, Matt Hamshaw, if you're keeping him, he needs massive help, needs massive support. And every decision the football club makes at the minute seems to be the wrong one. Terry Adams, he needs to sell up before it gets toxic, because him and the board and the investment in the training ground and other facilities, it's a joke, and we can't attract good tactical managers while ever he's on the piss and not putting money into it. That's a great comment from Terry Adams. Great comment, because you're not going to attract great managers and stuff like that with the setup behind the scenes. And I think that's, people forget the situation of when Kenny Jackett walked out. I think he went to that training. They obviously interviewed him, not at the training ground. He obviously had a look behind the scenes and thought, this isn't for me. We've heard reports of the chairman promising Paul Warren players drunk and then not being able to financially get the player, despite telling the manager that he was going to get the player. All the players are coming out about not even warm showers for the players. So there's a problem there, isn't there? Loads of comments coming in tonight. We've got huge numbers watching as well. Zero identity. Don't understand how fans can get behind the manager, and we aren't showing anything on the pitch. He's killing the players. By the way we're playing, the fun has been sucked out of Rotherham United. Another great post, and that's from RUFC. So I'm getting loads of stick on the Rotherham United Facebook page because apparently we're toxic, we're negative, we want the team to lose. We love Rotherham United. We do not want this team to lose, and none of it is clickbait. Like, if I was going to do clickbait, I'd do it on Real Madrid or Man City or something. I'd do a clickbait for that, because doing a podcast on Rotherham United, you're not going to get the big numbers that you're wanting. We're not here to do it for money. We just purely did it for the fans, because we wanted a fair, and people to come on and have a fair comment, and so we'll read everybody's comments out that we can. And that's what we are. We're fair fans, and we just want the club to do well. I'd much prefer to be sat here after a victory and say we're looking for promotion. Do you know what I mean? Gianni Bija, I've seen this before several times at the club, has been in decline since the appointment of Taylor. The root of the issue is that time is up for the dynasty. Yeah. Terry Adams, I'd sooner start Nombe and bring him off early rather than waiting till late. That's another good one. Why is he not starting him and bringing him off? Give us a foothold in the game. It's another good example. In hindsight, wonderful thing, we should have get behind Taylor. Some of the best passages of play was what we did under him. So he was happy with Taylor. We have no peace and no.
I think it means pace. Pace. Yeah.
No pace. I think you meant David. Yeah, no pace. Yeah, I think there's Hall that's got a bit of pace. Other than that, we haven't got much, have we? There's definitely no aggression. I think Dan Gore's the most aggressive player, and he's tiny, isn't he?
Do you think, let's just, before we move on, here's one then. So I know Tom already thinks this, but so do you think that Dan Gore will only play one more game for Rotherham United?
Well, if he doesn't, Tom's got to shave all his hair off.
Right.
So Tom is hoping that in January I don't know what you're hoping. Are you hoping he actually does now, so you don't have to shave your hair off?
Well, I said that he'll be gone in January. So if he is gone in January, back to Manchester United, I will shave my hair off.
There you go. He'll shave his hair off.
He will be. He will be gone.
Ivor Hillman, agree entirely about Paul Douglas. Also get rid of Rob Scott. I would. How Richard Wood and Andy Warrington are helping Amy? Have they got super glue in their horses as they never get out of the dugout? Yeah, that's another good
I have
comment.
to say, just on that, I mean, we come on here, and you know, other people have opinions as well, but we come on here and we do slate the manager quite a lot. How much slate do these guys deserve as well? So I'm not going to talk about Rod Scott, but Richard Wood, Andy Warrington, and Dale Todd. Are they as much to blame as the manager, in your opinion?
Absolutely. It's a management collective, isn't it? Like, he had the choice to bring anybody in. And what he did was bring in a guy because he needed some experience with him. That was obvious when he took the job. He needed, and he didn't. He brought his mate Dale Tongan, who'd been struggling. Let's be honest, he struggled at Peterborough. They nearly went down the season.
Yeah,
He hadn't pulled up any trees there. We've paid compensation to get his mate in. Richard Wood's never done it before either. He's come straight out of playing into coaching. So it's a very inexperienced back team with the back room of Paul Douglas, who knows nothing about football. He's just there for free tickets to the game every week and say, I'm the chief operator, because he does nothing. He oversaw the points deductions under Ken Booth. He was there then. How he has kept his job is criminal. He is the biggest cancer in this football club by a country mile, and that is Paul Douglas. I mean, if Tony Stewart doesn't sell, he still needs to sack Paul Douglas. He needs to go, in my view. More comments coming in. Give the wing to Giggsy.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Matt Taylor was the worst ever performing championship manager. That's from Just Sam. So quite a few in praising Taylor. A couple there, not so much so. But yeah, I mean, where do we go from here? Because we can't continue the way it's continuing. I mean, who's up next? We've got what's the next game?
Blackpool away, isn't it?
You're gonna that and all, aren't you, Bez?
Yeah, I'm going that. Yeah,
That should be fun.
it's an evening game. Yeah, I mean, what Blackpool's
Mansfield's winnable.
What I do want to talk about quickly, actually, and Blackpool, there's reminding me, because, you know, there was a post here, I don't know if it's been deleted, but I did see someone say something about not sacking another manager because they've had so many in the last few years. It doesn't matter to me how many managers you've had in the last 10 years. Doesn't matter at all. This manager's not performing. And if you look at clubs who have sacked their manager like this season and look what's happened to them. Peterborough United, they're now in 16th place. Blackpool, I think they've gone above us today. So, you know, even Oxford, I'm a massive fan of Gary Rowett. And as soon as Gary Rowett got sacked,
but we can't sack another manager. We've had 10 managers in 12 years. Warner did 5 of those years. Did 5 of those years. Tony Stewart needs to back the manager in January for me.
Yeah, and just back to Guy Rowett. So I actually really like Guy Rowett, and Oxford have just sacked him. And my first thought were they're going down, and they've just beaten an informed Southampton at home. So it just shows what a change of manager can do for your fortunes. Now, just because
you want Gary Rowett though, because he turned us down
I don't think he'd come. Like, the reason I mentioned Rowett is purely because I can't believe Oxford have won today at home to Southampton. I just can't believe that. As soon as Rowett left, I thought that team's going straight down, and they might still go down, to be fair. But they've just beaten one of the best sides in the division in Southampton. And what I'm trying to say is, if we did the same thing, you know, maybe Richard Wood comes in for a game, I don't know. But a change of manager can change a fortune. I don't think that will come. I don't think that will come.
But Dave, is that where we're at now? Are we at that point now where if we sack a manager, we hope for a bounce? We're better than that. Yes, the manager's
Yeah, we can't.
No, we still need.
Listen, if we sack a manager now, yeah, we've got to have the knowledge that we know who we're getting. We can't wait around weeks. I don't want Richard Wood in temporary charge while we're waiting to get a manager. We need to be identifying managers. It should have been weeks ago that we were identified, but we need to get one that we want, and we need to act quickly if that's what we're going to do. Tom Swift says if we back Hamshaw in January, I think we go down to League Two. So that's not agreeing with Kelly Four Bobs. All clubs above us that have sacked their manager after being miles behind us.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, Scott. Yeah.
Fair point. Fair point.
All these clubs that have sacked managers have now gone above us.
Yeah.
I mean, Plymouth, they were bloody. They haven't sacked. They've
not sacked him. No.
Plymouth, that's what I was going to say. Plymouth haven't, and they've improved under the new manager. So, do you still think you could give him time, or are you totally?
Well, no. What happened with Plymouth is that they reverted back to basic tactics. What's his face, isn't it? Ex-Man United player. Who's the gaffer?
Cleverly.
He was trying to play his own style of football, and he admitted, "I'll go back to standard 4-4-2 shit."
They've got hammered today, though. They've got hammered today.
Well, you know, like, you know, I mean, the beat us, beat
Kelly
Doncaster. But
yeah, Kelly Four Bob says sacking managers must be costing us a fortune.
It was Kelly, but it's not now, because all the managers who we've got rid of now have had a job since leaving Rotherham. And when if we sacked Hamshaw now, we either pay him off or he'll get a wage for the next 3 years of his contract.
But you trust Tony Stewart to get the right man? Because I don't.
I've told you before that Tony Stewart's record is 50-50 in my opinion. He don't get them all wrong. The only reason he's gone for Hamshaw is because he's tried to appoint a cheap manager. It's as simple as that. He's tried to appoint a cheap manager, and we all know Hamshaw must talk like Warren. When he's in meetings with the chairman, he must come across like Paul Warren did, and that's what the chairman will have liked. And that's why he's giving him a chance. And I think that's why he's not being sacked as well, because everyone knows that Paul Warren was in charge in his first full season. He was close to getting sacked in December, right? And he didn't. And we ended up going up that season. And I think he was hoping for the same with Hamshaw. But obviously we've gone the opposite way, not that way. And Kelly, just to answer your question there, he's got Robbins right. He's got Steve Evans the first time right. He's got Neil Warnock right. And he's got Paul Warren, right? That's 4. Any more? Sorry, I just replied this comment here. I just replied to that one there.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Never Richard Rudds, for Christ's sake. Richardson got Reading flying.
Exactly, Scott, yeah. I'd rather have Richardson than Hamshaw, personally. What are your thoughts on that?
I would, yeah.
Yeah. Tom?
But then again, I'd prefer my grandma over Hamshaw.
What about you, Tom?
All I'm going to say is, whatever, Liam Richardson, whatever. All I'm going to say is go and get David Artell, personally.
Kelly Four Bob says Robbins, question
mark. Yeah, Mark Robbins in League Two, Kelly. Mark Robbins,
He left us because of Tony Stewart wouldn't back him any further, and he went to Barnsley, and then he's done fantastic wherever else he's gone. Difference from the rest of the managers we had in the past, I don't think Hamshaw gets another job in league football. Maybe part assist. Danny, that is right. So I said this when he was appointed. If he wasn't Paul Warren's assistant, he would have been managing at Maltby Main. 100%.
Exactly.
And even then, he may be out for Maltby Main.
He'll not get another manager's job, but he will get another job because he'll just go back to Paul Warren's staff. He will go back to Paul Warren's staff eventually.
I'm going to put this one to you, Bez. Sacking Richardson and bringing his best mate back was the start of why you would never give a League One Manager of the Year a chance.
Why would you not give League One? All right, so Richardson was League One manager.
Yeah,
To be fair, Tom, I actually agree with you. Like, I actually like Evans, and when we appointed him, I was really happy with that because obviously he's been successful at Rotherham, and he's coming off the back of a very successful job at Stevenage. So I actually thought it was a good decision personally. Richardson, although he got a raw deal in the Championship, I think he won 1 game or 2 games all season. So I kind of understand it. But I do take your point. I would have rather seen Richardson given a chance than Hamshaw come in 100%. But if you'd have given me the option of Richardson or Evans before we had Evans, I would take Evans every day. Because Evans is still successful. I'm just watching Bristol Rovers. I think they've lost today, but I bet Bristol Rovers don't go down and they'll be near top of League 2 next season. Just mark my words.
I'm with you, Bez.
Gundog says, I agree. If we keep Hamshaw and have another transfer window, we are done for. Hamshaw and Richard Wood and Tong are just clueless. We had a run of luck. That's all. And I think Bez, in fairness, said that all along. I mean, I did try to praise Hamshaw as much as I possibly could. And Bez, when you're kind of turning your back with Hamshaw. But I just wanted to give him a fair chance because he is, at the end of the day, he is a human. He is a Rotherham lad. But I just can't watch his football. It is awful. And if I could see like blights of stuff that I can hang to, then I would say, yeah, give him more time. But I just can't. And even in the good run of play, all we were saying is the players are playing for him and they're going to the end and they're getting results. But we weren't even playing good there. I mean, I think we've not played 1-2 consistent good halves of football all season. I think we've played 1 good half against Lincoln City. Other than that, I haven't enjoyed any of the games this season. And we're in League One. I think we should be splattering some teams in League One, really giving them a good pasting. That's my view. This is the worst we've been in 12 years at the end of an era. The only thing Tony can do is sack manager because he does not seem prepared to let the club go. That's a great comment. I just want to put that back up from Jan. I'll just call you Jan. Jan, that's a fantastic point because I don't think he doesn't want to seem to let go of the football club and he won't let it progress. So all we can do is sack the manager. Like, if he's unwilling to sell it or he doesn't get the price he's wanting for, what else as fans can we do? We've put the hashtag TS out. Obviously, we want him to go. But the fan base is so split. The amount of abuse I've received, some of the abuse is blatant lies as well, about me, about people on the show that are just trying to do a podcast. The abuse we've got from, I've written, it's the older fans, it's the older generation of fans that they think for some reason that I went around when Ken Booth was the chairman. Well, I was, and so was Ben, and so was Tom. So it's not like we're young spring chickens and we hadn't seen the bad times because we've been to Don Valley. I've been to Don Valley. They'd take me coke off me thing so I couldn't throw it at the pitch. I mean, if I could throw it at the pitch, I'd be an Olympic javelin thrower. Do you know what I mean? Absolute joke. Like, I've been away to watch us on bloody sandbanks in Halifax where they had no bloody seats there and it was just bloody sand. Terrible stadium. I've been all over watching Rotherham and I love this football club and I will not start. And I put an analogy. You like your analogies, Tom, so I'm going to do this one to you. This is going to be for you this time. Right, okay. So you've got a mate, a really good mate, yeah?
Yeah.
And you see his wife go off with another bloke, yeah?
Yeah.
So you don't upset him, do you not tell him and let him carry on and think he's got an happy marriage? Or do you tell him his mate's his wife's been off with another man?
I'll probably go after the wife and say, "Are you up for a bit?" No, I'm joking. That's a joke, but yes. No, I tell my mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So you be honest. You be honest. Tell your mate. Your wife's cheating on you, mate. I'm really sorry.
I'll tell you, mate.
Exactly. This is the same. Yeah. I love this football club, but I feel like we're being cheated as fans. We're cheated on the pitch. We're cheated with the prices we're being charged to watch bottom end League One football. Do I come out and tell the world what I think, or do I happy clap and say everything's okay? Please don't ruin the marriage. I've done what I've done. I've got the hate, but I'm happy what I've done. I can sleep at night because I know I want the football club to progress. I know eventually, if people all stand together and say, I'm not going to accept this, the football club can progress. I don't think it can at the moment. So we're coming close to the end of the show because we've got huge numbers tonight. Do appreciate everybody that is following. If you can like the video after it's progressed, and if you can leave a comment, we'll always reply to the comments after the video's gone live. If you're not subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Please subscribe, because obviously the crew that are watching and not commenting, they're watchers all the time, but they won't subscribe and they won't comment because they just get destroyed. But yeah, we do appreciate you subscribing, so it does really help us, and that's what we'd like you to do. So if you are watching, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm just going to go on to predictions before we go. I'll read these last few comments out that have been coming in as well, and then we will do our predictions for the next game. So I'll do the comments first. Thing is, I'm sure wasn't even one's assistant. That was Barker, who probably would have been a better choice. That's a great comment, Scott.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
I think Barker would have been a better manager than what Paul Warren would.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Do my eyes deceive me? Miller's on a Friday. Yeah, it's a Boxing Day special, Mers. I said I'm sure appointment would be a disaster. We'd be in a relegation battle before the ball was kicked, and I had hammer for it. Yeah, we all have, mate. We're called all sorts of names at the minute. So yeah, if Tony showed a bit more ambition and pushed the ball out a bit more, getting in the right man instead of a cheap option, then he would find himself in positions of
agreed. Yeah,
deciding on sacking managers. Money talks, and talking under his regime. Yeah, I think sometimes in the long run, if you get the right man, it won't cost you as much money as three managers to get an one. So yeah, and same with the players. You know, with the contracts, if you renew their contracts, give them a bit more money. You don't. If a right offer comes in, you don't end up paying that extra money you've given because you've made a profit on the player rather than losing them season after season. That's why the club, and half of this club, the reason it doesn't make the money it should is because we're terrible at contracts. We're terrible at the stadium because we've got empty units that could be made of that could make the club lots of money. We're terrible at all of that sort of stuff. If we get that right, it's a gold mine because the fans are willing to pay top dollar prices if they're getting the football. But at the minute, they're not getting the football and they're starting to vote with their feet.
I don't think you've said it a number of times, Leon. This needs highlighting every single day. We are paying as fans the highest or second highest season ticket prices in the league. So we should be getting better football for the money we're paying. I don't think people realise. I know you say it all the time, Lee, but I don't think people realise how much we pay compared to like.
You're not in London. You know
exactly.
Rotherham is a working class town where there's not much money available. That's the harsh reality.
Yeah.
And then people are absolutely putting the football club before the quality of their own life, some of them.
Yeah.
And it's admirable that they're doing that.
I went in the cash machine the other day and there was no money in it. That's a joke.
But do you know what I'm saying? People,
Yes,
people are
I know.
over them for the football that they're being served, and I don't think that's fair. And I think sometimes Rotherham fans want to have a go at me rather than have a look at the real issues just because I'm pointing them out. I'm not being horrible. I actually trying to help them and educate them into realizing that this man is ripping you off. I mean, he's pulling up in a Lamborghini. You guys are not pulling up in a Lamborghini.
No.
Well, you see, Richard Stewart always has his car parked in car parking. He's like a green Porsche, I think he's got. It's always in car park at ground. Richard Stewart, yeah.
Time. Tony Stewart. Amy is bang under pressure. I do worry for him and lack of experience. There's no proactive adjustments, and his backroom staff make a change incoming if continues. Yeah, I've said before, I'm not sure he will sack him, but we will see. So on to predictions. Someone's gone 3-0 loss, so I'll start with you, Bez. What's your prediction for the next game?
Right, it's difficult. I mean, remember when we played Oldham and we were losing to Oldham 2-0 at half time, and we said, didn't we? Me and Tom said that when he turned that game around and won 3-2, we felt he was going to get sacked. I hope that this is the game where he turns it around again.
But then he's delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to go for a draw, 1-1. A draw.
Tom?
I'm going to go 2-1 Rotherham. Fuck it. Right. I'll tell you what. We can't go 5 on the bounce.
Yeah, it'd be 5 defeats in a row, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Blackpool are not very good. Blackpool are not very good. I'm going to say Blackpool 0, Rotherham 3.
Go on.
Happy
I'm
New Year.
Can I have some? Can I have whatever you're on, Lee, please? Can I have some? No.
Is that in it, apparently? Is that fake, though, as well? That might be. I've got fake cocaine as well. Got some fake cocaine, I've got it. It's baby powder.
Oh, don't snort that. Fuck that.
A few more. He has to play Nombe. It could be his last game. Blackpool 2, Millers 0. Could be his time done by the sea.
Yeah.
2-0. Don't look like scoring in open play at the minute. I think if we do lose at Blackpool, he might get the sack. But we will see.
Yeah, because it's 5 defeats in a row.
We will be back with after-match reaction for the next game. And then we're doing is it on the Tuesday now? The live show.
What day?
Wednesday.
Yeah. So we'll put it out on the socials anyway. But like I said, we have got an after-match reaction out from today as well. So if you want to go and view that video, like and comment on it as well for us, that'd be great. But yeah, thank you everybody in the chat. There's been some great comments tonight.
Yeah. Brilliant comments.
And it is strange, isn't it? Because obviously I had the week last week, and some of the lads sent it me in the group chat. Oh, look what they're putting about you on this Facebook page and that Facebook page. And I was like, well, I ain't got to write a reply on there because they banned my account on there. But yeah. Sometimes I think, why do we bother? But you're the reason is why we bother, because there is fans that are actually willing to have a debate. You don't have to agree with us. Like, that's the other thing. I haven't paid for any of these comments on the side tonight either. In the live chat, just because apparently I pay for my subscribers and I pay for my followers because I'm so but I'm broke at the same time, so I don't know which one they want to go with. I'm either broke and I can't afford to pay for my subscribers and my followers, or I'm actually rich and I pay for subscribers and followers because nobody likes my show. Which one is it, guys? You can't really have both. Because if I'm broke, I'm surely not paying for subscribers, am I? There we go. My rant over. Up the Millers. We will be back with an after-match reaction after the next game, and then the live show will be on the Wednesday. Yeah, thanks for watching. And up the Millers.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good New Year as well, guys.
Lee, where's my money?
I'll pay you after.